Alright, I've just put together an Explorer deck, which digs. The idea is we dig a bunch of land out of the deck, and we have various payoffs for landfall, like Scute Swarm. And we're using the new card Awaken the Woods to make lots of Forest Dryad land tokens. So we'll see how this goes. I think we've got 0 removal cards, so we'll just we'll have to see how. Basically have to see if our combo is quick enough that it doesn't matter that I have opponents doing stuff. Okay. This looks good. Broker's hideout. Okay. Kura's secrets. Okay. It's not looking good. Some kind of spells deck with green and what have you. Ledger Shredder, okay. Well, I might just play a few lands here. I think we're going to need another green land. So, Azusa's. Now, plains. And we'll Grazer and play out a Boseiju. Yeah, that's going to trigger the Ledger Shredder, but that's okay. And this comes into play tapped. No attacks. Oh, Witch's Web. So he's got pump spells. Combat research, yeah. That was exactly what I was thinking of that with Boseiju. Maybe I should blow up the combat research. Okay, so I mean, this guy's pretty expendable. I would say let's chuck him in the way so he doesn't draw a card. Kura is a good blocker, but I think I need to get these Boseijus cooking. They will eventually give me reach creatures, and it helps me keep getting the land going. He's probably got a counter spell. That's fine. So just got to remember, we've only got 3 forests left in the deck. I'll swing in. Multani has reach as well. Okay, bit of damage. 8 damage, okay. See if he can win next turn. One little thing we forgot. I blocked with a Grazer. He was giving me 0 power. So there is this potential to turn this into a 3/3 lifelink. So just remember we've got that. I think the only issue now is we don't have enough mana to make a Kura and do the farmhand thing. It's got 1 mana up. So Kura's a 4/4 death touch. Multani would be a 7/7. Reach trample. I think maybe we can get away with that. We'll see if we can get away with it. And we can't attack with that because it's got Summoning Sickness. That's unfortunate. I was thinking I was going to untap 3 lands, but there we go. Okay, no attacks. Now, we know his deck is just doing a lot of giant growths. He does have... Okay, that's not phasing back in until his turn. Fair enough. How much damage can you do me here? That's 8 more damage. It's racking up. We're down to 5. Just drawing another card. Now, can I play my... I probably should have played my Temple Garden tapped last turn, now I think about it. I don't want to pay 2 life to keep it, for it to be untapped. But we might just need 8 mana. I'm looking at Coven on the farmhand. Okay, that's worked out well. We do top deck Forest. Okay, we've got 2 reach creatures to block with. Let's do that. Let's Coven the farmhand. Let's swing with these 2. puts me up to 8, and we'll play Kura. So that's 3 blockers we've got. We'll see if we can deal with all of them. And get through with 8 damage. We might have another turn here. I'll point out only, I think Multani has trample here. So I don't think we can kill him. So that's another slip out the back on Multani. Well, that's 1 blocker dealt with. So another ledge shredder. So he's building up more creatures to try and punch through. It's going to be a serious insectile aberration. And he's going to do lots of conniving. That's quite important. Okay, they are attacking, okay. Another giant growth on the aberration, I'm thinking. So block like that. Safe. Okay, Tamio said keeping. Right, I wasn't expecting that. That was the. Oh, we could dig some land out of the deck. Maybe we want a big creature to hit him with. So that's 10 trample damage. He can only block 1 of these. So that's... He can block 8 damage. That's like 18 damage going through. I think we just swing in with everything. Let's play a land first. That's more damage. Yes. That was unexpected. I thought in the Explorer I would get absolutely destroyed with a new deck, but I was pleasantly surprised there. Oh, nice. I do like the Lion Sash. That's my 3rd one, I think. But I suppose if there's a type of deck we're reasonably well set up against, it's the flying deck. We've got reach creatures and a Death Touch flyer, and I managed to draw them, which always helps. Okie doke. Open with Sunpetal Grove here, I think. Right, now what do we do here? I'm thinking it's Farmhand, get a plains. Okay. He saw something he did not like there. Well, maybe he didn't get a 3rd land. Okay. Interesting. Now, I definitely have 4 copies of this card. So I don't know if that's going to get turned into gems or how it works. Usually it's, you know, collection 4 copy protected, isn't it? This reward card. Maybe I got 20 gems. I'm not sure. Now here we have a Lotus Cobra. I think that means we have a chance to play Yasharn on turn 3. I'm expecting this to get blown up. Oh, Light Pause deck. That's pretty cool. We have Scute Swarm as well. So yeah, this gives us 4 mana. Yeah, let's do that. And play Yasharn. Lotus Cobra. It's done its job. We can attack. Ooh, right. Yeah. So a lot of people are playing these Aura decks, it looks like. Curious Obsession, right. Yep. Nice. And Light Pause gets something nice as well. Oh dear. What's the most horrendous aura in the game? Oh, Arcane Flight. No, that's not as scary as I thought it would be. Right, well let's play our Scute Swarm. I've been destroyed by many Scute Swarm decks before. I've never had a chance to play it myself. Right, we'll play Forest. Let's have some green mana. And it looks like we run out of puff here, I think. We put that onto the battlefield. But it comes into play tapped. And we don't quite have the mana to do anything else, which is a tragedy. We'll attack with these 2. Right, non-token creatures get to be forests with Ashaya. Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work with Scute Swarm. Okay, yeah, draw a card, gets flying again. Light Pause gets something cool like Staggering Insight. Oh, that's the one that gives you lifelink. Nice. Yeah, that's a goodie. Okay, he's going to gain huge amounts of life every turn. Do I block with Grazer this turn? Oh, let me guess. Has he got Trample? All that glitters, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll block with 10 damage there. Sure. Pretty cool deck. That takes him up to 26 life, and we're dead next turn, 100%. And there's nowhere we're killing him. Does this have reach? Does anything here have reach? No. I mean, it's a top deck a reach creature. It didn't happen. Right, so what are we doing? We're playing a forest to start with. That's some green mana. We'll play a Wayward Swordtooth. We could play this as a land. Yeah, we missed our chance to play Ashaya. But hey, it doesn't have... Or did we? Maybe we can still play Ashaya. I got to do some stuff, but yeah, the all that glitters on light pores a bit too much. I think these grazers are going to be good if everybody's playing this kind of deck. It just feels like I need a bit, maybe a bit more action on turn 1. Maybe had 4 Llanowar elves. Reasonable. What was that, turn 5? I feel like it's probably turn 6. Okay, we should be alright. Oh, Cauldron Familiar. Where's my Yasharn? Shocking that one in as well. Witch's Oven. something else, maybe? Yeah. He's got something at instant speed. I'll bet. Right. Weather's Forest. This guy's probably gonna die. That's what I think here. Yes, please. What I think is going to happen here, he's got to steal the firstborn, he'll steal my guy, swing in for massive damage, and then sacrifice it. It's usually the trick they like to play. You can do that first, of course. Another land. Yes, reinforced Ronin. Okay. Do I block the Cauldron Familiar? Yes. Bounces back. Okay. Right, let's think carefully about what we want to do here. Wayward Swordtooth can get me to 4 lands. If I do Druid class, I can gain a life point. It might be a good idea getting this down early, because I don't think my creatures have a really very long life expectancy against this deck. That's what I think. So I think you can play that at instant speed. It can block. Shall we attack first? Yes. Actually, no, let's not attack. Let's use this for blocking. The Swordtooth will not be able to attack if he does steal it. Let's go very conservative. Let's play Druid class. And we can gain life from playing lands. Which seems kind of smart. Synthesizer. Okay, he's got... Oh, Dreadhorde Butcher, that's a nice one. So, let's block a Dreadhorde Butcher. Seems like an idea. Right, sacks it, pings me from... Okay. Pretty nice. Okay, so... Lotus Cobra for 2 mana. And I could do something else for 3 mana. Yes, I could. I could play it, and I could play a Wayward Swordtooth. Let's do that. This is starting to look quite good. Lotus Cobra. We play Sunpetal Grove. We get a life and some mana. play Wayward Swordtooth. And we can play another land. Get another life point. Get some green. And that's it. That's it. Another Witch's Oven. Reinforced Ronin. Okay, that's getting sacked. So we can, yeah, do a 2-point sort of drain life on me. That's getting fatal pushed. Okay, nice. How terribly efficient. I'm gonna go ahead and block with the Lotus Cobra. Right. If I were to activate that, I could only get to 3 mana, unfortunately, right? Oh wait, no. But I would have to pay 2 life. Are we about to pay 2 life? Okay, yeah, I'm going to be bold here. To play an additional land on my turn, so I can play both my land. I'm going to play this for green mana. I'm going to gain a life point. I'll pay the 2 life. I get 1 life back, and then I'll play the Boseiju and get 2 more lands. So we can do that again and do another point of damage. Okay. I'll get a couple of forests. And what is the next step of this? Oh, I can, for 5 mana, I can make a big creature. That's pretty exciting. Okay, nothing happens with that one. Right, do we want to go for a big Awaken the Woods here? No, not yet. I'll go for Farmhand. Let's get a basic plains out of the deck. Let's play a forest. And let's play plains. Just wondering, yeah, sorcery speed. Okay, let's do that at sorcery speed. Make a creature. I'm sure it won't last very long. That's fine. It's a 9/9. It's got haste. He can sacrifice and block with that. So there's no point attacking. I might as well use it as a blocker. And we'll end turn. Playing against this deck is just as scintillating as I remember from back in 2018. Okay, Fatal Push. Oh, you got me. Got him. Yeah, because that 9/9 was going to do absolutely anything against your deck at all. Right, actually, I think I'm going to mute this guy, to be honest. Let's see, so he's got through 2 fatal pushes here. We block the familiar. Have an 8/8. We're going to have a forest. Oh, another source of green. And we'll have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do an 8-point Awaken the Woods. A bit like that old spell, Stream of Life. I hope, well, hopefully this works, but should gain 8 life points. Right, so Boseiju is 18/18. It's going to be a long game, I think. He's just going to keep dinking me for 2 damage a turn with this combo. It's going to be interminable. He has Fatal Push number 3, because of course he does. He's gaining 2 life a turn as well. So I don't know if it's really worth attacking with these 8 when they're going to die every time. Okay, well, blocker, 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 blocker. How's that? How did... he might have an instant removal spell, so let's... Does that have trample? No. Okay, let's do that. That's getting sacrificed. Real shocker. Killed another one. I've got 4 left. I'll top deck a plains. That's fine. I gain a life point off it. We want to block his Cauldron Familiar, don't we? We'll attack with 3. Maybe we'll keep his life total static. Best I can hope for. Hey, it's another Boseiju. Let's see if I've got any forests left in the deck. Oh wow, I've only got 1 forest left. Gain a couple of life points. Will the cat oven player have greater patience than me, is the big question here. Could put a land on top, couldn't we? If we really wanted to. 1, 2, 3. Keep them back to block. Honestly, might turn the audio down because that is giving me a headache every time that cat gets sacrificed and recast and so annoying. Keep him honest. Keep that life total at 24. Oh, he got a Scryland. That's going to the bottom. If I put a land on top, I do gain 1 life by playing it. Okay, it's an Arboreal Grazer. Let's not put the land on top. I'm not that desperate for 1 life point. What would be good now is something to spend all this mana on. How many cards left? Oh, he's got... wow, okay. He's got 55 cards in his deck. He's designed for the grind. Some might say it was fortunate of him to draw 2 of his Witch's Ovens. But I'm not going to be that guy. Now, will he draw Fatal Push number 4 for my Boseiju? Is the big question. Now he has Hive of the Eye Tyrant, so that is a good sort of finisher, which I have to respect. So how many can we attack? Let's assume he's got Fatal Push number 4 for the Branch of Boseiju, so that's dead. This could block. Yeah, I want to have... I think I can only attack with 1. It's better than none. And then I'll still be able to block the Hive of the Eye Tyrant. And the fun thing is, this doesn't even have trample, so the Branch of Boseiju. So yeah, he can just block it all day. He's got Bedevil. Okay, he's got a different. At least it's a different removal spell. And it has a nice animation on it these days. That's nice. Okay. He has... let's see. Something got exiled. It was Boseiju. Okay, so there's no way of him having an instance. So we'll just trade 3 of these for a Hive of the Eye Tyrant. That's just how it has to be, I think. So he's gradually gaining the upper hand now. We have another blocker. We can attack with this guy. $35 cards to go. He's got 53. Okay, let's have another blocker. Now I put 24 land in the deck. We've got 1 in the graveyard. Yeah. 15, okay. Got 9 more land in the deck to draw. Okay, I think... Oh, there's another Grazer, wow. All the Grazers. That's 3 in a row, I think. So yeah, we're getting ground down now. Patchwork Automaton, that can get quite scary. That's a life point. That's 1 of the 9 lands that's left. So 8 more left. So, I guess it's good to know that we're completely dead late game. We just have no way of drawing more stuff. I thought I'd be able to dig all the lands out of the deck and then just draw absolute gold after that point. But all they need to do is draw about 4 removal spells, and I'm in trouble. Oh, there's Selesnya. Yeah, well, that's going to speed things up.
I don't need respect. Just obedience. Pleasure to defy me, and you'll lose everything.
Restoration gets me a land. Well, at least this is over. I can get back a 2-drop next turn. So, well, in fact, maybe I need this life point now just to survive. That's a good point. Well, 2 damage from that and 2 damage from each of these means I'm dead. If I hadn't played the land and discarded it, I'd have saved myself 2 life points. But you can do the cold cat thing on his turn as well. So yeah, that's an unavoidable defeat there. God, what a boring deck that is, though. Welcome to Explorer. Well, I'd much rather play against the all the aura decks that kill you on turn 5. That's more fun, I think. Yasharn would have been nice to draw against that deck. That's kind of the whole point. Not the whole point of Yasharn, but it is a kind of sacrifice hoser. Right. Okay, we can get a 3rd land with this hand. That's good. Can't get to double green yet. Oh, it's the Bard class deck. Interesting, okay. Right, we could play Wayward Swordtooth, but okay, here's an interesting one. I think we play Lotus Cobra and we hold because we need to play this plains next turn to make green. Then we could play a Topiary Stomper and actually get to 4 land. Kind of an interesting situation. Then we could actually Boseiju as well. If he kills Lotus Cobra, we're in trouble. Yep, Bard class and Targanar is the what I've seen before, and then you just get to play loads of stuff for free. It's great, I love it. Okay, 4 mana. Let's get some green. Okay, just play the Boseiju, and we're probably dead. But at least we're dead nice and quick this time. Wonder what happens if they don't draw the Bard class. Well, they're just a green-red mid-range deck, I suppose. It's a bit slower. Okay, they just have a casual 8/7 with trample turn 3, I guess. Is there anything that doesn't have trample? Okay, let's try and trade off for this guy. Whatever. Okay, Topiary Stomper. Let's play Azusa. And let's play that and die, I guess. But we did stumble a little bit on turn 2. I'm going to give this one more game. We've got to that. We've got to the cosmetic win, the 3rd win, and I don't think I'm willing to spend too much more time on this. With the deck I've just sort of slapped together, people are playing serious decks, and it doesn't feel fair anymore. Right. Okay. We can get to land number 3. You see, all I'm trying to do is fix my opening hand, and they're killing me on turn 4. That's a red-green deck. Same again, I think. Bard class, turn 2. No. Okay, something else. Careful, cop. Oh. Okay, yeah, I know what this is. It's the amazing creatureless deck. That makes token creatures and does transmogrify. Oh right, I see. You just do that on turn 3 and you steal a land. Okay, great. Love it. The old turn 4 Agent of Treachery. No, turn 3 Agent of Treachery, because they've got this. Yeah, they had a mana elf, of course. watch him do it again on turn 2. Azusa's to put out a plains. Why not? You also get to play against this kind of bullshit. With cards that should never... an array of cards that should never have been printed. Because, hey, nobody would ever stack their deck full of Agents of Treachery and no other creatures. Right. Scute Swarm. Let's go. Scute Swarm and copy it. Maybe it's time. You just hard cast Agent of Treachery, because why not? Get the green land, obviously. Isn't it beautiful how you cheat out one Agent of Treachery and then you can just hard cast the other one because you steal all your opponent's lands? Okay, we'll double block this guy. And yeah, you got me, I don't have any green land. So that's the second treachery. Let's see if he's got a way of exiling and returning them into play. Oh, of course, this copies them. This is so that's kind of a problem. Burn down the house. Okay, make some little dudes. Which can kill my Scute Swarm, so I'll just let the damage through. Or I could trade for Agent, but I won't. Okay, good game. It's going to ask me how I... if I enjoyed that game. No, don't think so. Now that was a quick one. Let's play one more. The Glutton for Punishment. So what have we learnt today? Creatures without trample are pretty worthless. Because they're a cat oven decks. Right, we've got the Fearless Fledgling. Absolutely terrifying. Lotus Cobra or Fledgling first? Couple of Xander's Lounge. Well, let's see. Let's play the Fledgling. Let's get a threat on the board. I think we just Topiary Stomper next turn. Scute Swarm gets good up when you've got 6 or more lands, I think. Terrifying 3/3 now. Swing in, put him under pressure. He's got to make another blood token if he wants to kill it. Okay. Or a soul transfer does the job. I'm thinking Lotus Cobra. If I do Lotus Cobra, I can have 4 mana. Just want to play Lotus Cobra and Scute Swarm, I think. Could have played Scute Swarm first there. There was no need to do it in that order. I'd have got another insect token. Yeah, you can just blow up the Scute Swarm token, yeah. And that was just on the board there. So we have a similar situation to the cat in the oven. This is a bit fairer because you can't do it on my turn. Right, let's think about this. 5, 6, 7 mana. Yeah, let's do that. If we play this as white land, and then we can get another white mana. Let's thought about exactly what we're going to do. We can make gain 2 life and scry 2 to get to the next piece of action, I guess. Seems good. Do it that way around. Yeah, mistake. We don't want to shuffle the Awaken the Woods off the top of the deck. Topiary Stomper is now active. So I think I'll attack with the Topiary Stomper. Okay, and then play Ashaya. Don't do it. Okay, another soul transfer, sure. Planes. Just thinking, yeah, we can only get back a 2-drop next turn. I'll attack with a Stomper, he can trade off, that's fine. Definitely a feeling we need another big mana sink or two in this deck. Okay. So we'll chuck, let's see, 3, 6. Yeah, I'll do a 9-point Awaken the Woods. All this mana, it's not going to go anywhere. Oh, I've got to click this 19 times. Oh god. Oh god. Can I skip? Maybe he'll concede because he thinks I'll have a fireball or something. No. I'll swing in with Boseiju, I think. Be good if it had trample. I'm going to keep saying that. You can get Vampire back now. Maybe Glorious Sunrise is what I need in this deck. It could give everything trample. You could draw me a card. There you go, you can have a card. Another anvil, so it's going to make 3 of these a turn. There's Soul Transfer number 3. Does he have an enchantment in the deck? Okay, well after all that, I draw a Plains. Disappointing. Let's see, I need to block 2 things, I guess. Is that 4 anvils now? Wow. Thought he might be playing that enchantment. Oh. Players can't pay life or sacrifice non-land permanents to cast spells or activate abilities. Well, that might come in handy. Now, this guy's got Vigilance. He's going to get blocked by a bunch of things. Let's play Yasharn first. Gets a couple of land out of the deck. Let's go ahead and attack with that. Wouldn't you know it? Soul Transfer number 4. Right on cue. Off the top of the deck. The 4th one he has in the deck. Okay. I think that is a good finish to the game. Okay, kill the goblin. Trade here. Trade here. Trade here. Here. And here. And he gets his army back. On a card. Another Transmogrious Crown. Yep. So it just grinds relentlessly. I just completely run out of puff with this deck. After I've used the opening hand, I thought, well, let's get a load of land out of the deck so we can top deck amazing things like Branchloft Pathway. Right, let's attack with this. It's a good point, yeah. He killed Yasharn with that 4th soul transfer, so he can just do this. Let's recap. We got 15 land out of the deck. There's 9 left in there. So he's going to make sure he draws 2 cards, I guess. Alright, back to the drawing board, I think. I do want to change the deck now. Let's see if I can just put in 4 Glorious Sunrise. That's my big idea. Also, I'm going to look for X spells. There is Lay Down Arms, which is quite good. We're going to look for rares and mythics. I've got an X spell in mind. Sell the wreckage would be quite good. We're getting into the serious realm, though, of making a serious deck. Sanguine Sacrament is the one I was thinking of. That could be obnoxious. Right, I'm thinking by invitation only might be quite good. So we've added 8 cards to the deck. Cutting 8 cards is going to take a while. I think. Let's try and drop 2 cards. Fearless Fledging. Maybe we don't need a Fearless Fledging. And right, the idea is if we've added 6 cards and we add 4 lands, we should be pretty good. We could add Argoth and let's see. Take it off land. I think that's how you spell it. Titania, Voice of Gaea. Okay, it brings all your land back from the graveyard. We're not dumping too much land in the graveyard, though. Oh, because we're milling cards with Argoth. Okay. Well, that seems like a fun thing to put in. Which doesn't cost too much. Drop 1 Grazer. So, rather than agonize over which 8 cards to drop, I thought for every 3 cards I add, I try and add 2 lands. So it's sort of 40% land getting added. And it makes life a bit simpler. But, okay, well that's a tapped Greenland. So we're actually okay here. But, yeah, it's not the best opener. A bit too slow, probably. But we can... Well, we hit 5 land. See if he counterspells this. Okay, Merfolk. Terramanda, okay. Right, what's the plan here? Player planes. Gain 1 life. Play an additional land. Play Argoth. Gain a life. Brazen Borrower, okay. That gets bounced, I see. That showed me. Okay. I think we'll Druid class again. We'll gain a life point from that. And I think we'll do that again. Play an additional land. Get another life point. We haven't run out of land yet to play, so seems good. Brazen Borrower comes out. He's got 3 cards left. That card will replace itself. Does he have an answer to sell the wreckage? I guess we're going to find out very soon. Hopefully he'll get to dig some lands out of his deck. Well, we can play around a 2-point power sink, I suppose. I suppose we could have played Glorious Sunrise and gained 3 life. Because then maybe... Oh, really? Yeah, he's got the counterspell. So that's 7, 8, 9. Yeah, Siren Storm Tamer does it anyway, so that one counters it. Sure. We can gain 3 life off of this. But, yeah. Funnily enough, the blue deck was able to counter the Sell the Wreckage. Who'd have thought? In 2 different ways. One more. Just one more. Okay, hopefully we can get to 4 land. Okay, we're up against a Urian deck, so that's going to be 80 cards. That's nice. We got our land. Portable hole. Wow. Okay. Okay, that guy's in the hand now. We could play a threat here. Or we could... Yeah, no, let's play the threat. See how he deals with it. Okay, gets sacrificed and we get 5/5 creature. I could dig for 3 lands as well. Okay. Victory. I don't know if I'd have ended up winning that game, but it was a good start. Let's see what this hard fought for cosmetic was. Silver Fur Master. Oh, that's pretty cool. One last look at the deck. So, yeah, we made some changes for the last couple of games. Because we seemed to just, once we played our hand, we were just trying to top deck good things. We had no card draw at all. For that reason, I added 4 Glorious Sunrise. If you can draw a card if you have a creature with power 3 or greater. We've got access to a few large creatures. Topiary Stomper, Wayward Swordtooth, Yasharn, and Kura. What else did I add? I added Titania, Voice of Gaea, and Argoth, Sanctum of Nature, because that seems like fun. To try and get the meld to do something. Power and toughness equal to the number of lands you control. Vigilance, reach, trample, and haste, though, which is covering all the bases. Problem I was having with Boseiju is the branch of Boseiju doesn't have trample, just has reach. So it's not so good against the cat oven decks. Yasharn is quite good against cat oven decks, though. I thought by invitation only would be a good sweeper for this deck, because sometimes we end up with a lot of forest dryad creatures and a few expendable creatures like the Grazers. And Sell the Wreckage is a classic. We saw it get countered there against the blue deck. Yeah, and we went up to 70 cards because I don't have the time to cut it down. But yeah, kind of fun, but yeah, not kind of out of its league really in Explorer, I would say. I'm sure you guys can make a better version of this, tighten it up a bit. Right, so I think that is a video. Thanks for watching.